So I just noticed it was 11:11, and that made me think now is a really good time to do my video. Not only that, Sydney just delivered my coffee because yay. Um, yeah, I barely just woke up. I mean, I don't know when I woke up. I think I woke up around 10:30. It's Sunday. I'm showered, I'm dressed. These are all normal things, strange things. I don't know. I've lost all sense of time really. Um, in fact, the only reason I noticed it was 11:11 is because I was trying to take a picture of Sydney delivering my coffee, which he does every day. Um, we're thinking of making a video of him on how to be a gentleman during the time of COVID, because he always delivers the coffee like this. It's kind of awesome. So, since yesterday, since video number one ever of me in my whole life, pretty much, um, a lot of people basically said, yes, do this. And I got so fired up about the whole thing. I thought, oh my God, I want to call everybody. I want to call all of my friends and just chat. And all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, Tanya's TV, here it goes. Which is funny because in college I started Tanya's Taxi, 10 plus tolls. That would get you from Wellesley College to the airport. I made enough money to buy myself a little refrigerator for the next year, and I was super happy. So this one's for free. This one's just the random ramblings of me and my friends. And you're not going to believe who one of the first people is going to be. Um, because, yeah, I'm just going to let that sit. I'll let you know when it when it airs. But I'm speaking today in a little while to the last person you would expect me to speak to. I had to refriend him on Facebook just in order to do this. So I was thinking today I would just cover a bit of the mechanics of what I um, well, sorry, I always talk like this. I always start a sentence and then I don't finish it. And eventually, once I get Alex on board for my editing, we'll fix all that. But I just know myself, and if I don't just keep going right away, then the perfectionist in me is going to turn on and just stop this whole thing before it goes anywhere. And that would be a shame. That would be a shame. I think there's a lot of us introverts out there who uh, want it to be more perfect. I want everything to be more perfect. Um, so yeah, so maybe that's why I dress up, because I can control certain things. No, but actually, it's because uh, I have a shit ton of clothes. It's true. Everyone who knows me knows this. I'm probably never going to show you my closet because it's embarrassing how many truly beautiful clothes I have, and I love them. So now, if I wear them all the time, then they're like a tax deduction, right? You're going to find out pretty soon. I don't know very much about money. Um, I think money is funny. I think time is funny. We're in a time warp. Nobody's making any money. Oh, some people are. Some people are doing really well. I do think it's really interesting, um, the people that are being heard louder than ever. I said this to my friend Cash a few days ago. I mean, he now has thousands of people an hour watching his YouTube videos, which you should totally watch. And don't worry, we'll call him too. He just calls them my pictures, but I love that he calls himself the English Channel, uh, which that's what he is. He's a channel and he's English and he does these pictures and he talks about your fate in 5 minutes. So you definitely want to watch those. They're on YouTube somewhere. So the other thing that I always do, I know I make it look like oh, like what a pretty little set she has. I think you think it's pretty. I think it's pretty. Um, there's a couple reasons that I record from here. And I will give you a tour of this room to show you exactly why that is, because I think this would help anybody who's trying to make a video. Um, I think most people doing a video on a computer, they just turn it on wherever their computer is in the room, and that isn't necessarily the best place for recording. So I'm using my laptop. Um, I also sometimes get on my phone from here. Um, at one point, I was doing a Zoom call with 50 people every single day for 6 months. Hi, babe. and I was always here, and they got to know my chair pretty well. One of the reasons I choose this chair is because of it's all soft, right? So the sound quality is as good as it's going to get without a microphone and fancy everything and all of that. But more importantly, it's because my window is right here, obviously. You can tell that just by looking at the light, right? You knew that. Excuse me. So no matter what the weather is, and today it's miserable and gray, which frankly, I always pull out gray on a miserable gray day. I almost can't help it. I should pull out pink and purple and pretty colors on gray days because it might make me feel better. But I don't feel bad. I'm fired up, ready to go. That's one of my favorite videos ever. You know that one, right? The Barack Obama about the little woman in the back, fired up, ready to go. Oh my God, genius. So my window is there. I think I need to give you the tour of the room so you know what I'm talking about here. So I'm in my living room. Let's go to the door. We'll go out the door and come in. Okay, so okay. This is the room. Sort of weird and hard to do backwards. There's my chair. Here, you can also see I have a little stack of books there. I use that to prop up the camera because really this camera that's at the top of the screen should be sort of at my eye level, which is where it is right now. And so I'm holding this in a weird high position to do this. Now I'm going to tilt it down, show you my ugly slippers, a bunch of books, flowers, this amazing, beautiful orchid from our friend Anthony, who came to Sydney's birthday party and brought that for Sydney's 60th. Oh, look who's propping up my camera. That's pretty funny. There you go. Oprah, Purist magazine, which is one of my favorite magazines out here in the Hamptons. And because it sort of talks about the less flashy, rich, the stuff everyone thinks the Hamptons is all about. That's a whole other show. We'll talk about that sometime. Because this place is not what you think it is. And it's not what the New York Times says it is. I mean, it's partly that, because those people live here too. But it's a lot of things. And I live here full time. I guess I didn't even say that last time. I live in Sag Harbor. I live in an old whaling town, which is, it's just cool. It's a very cool place. It's full of writers and artists and healers and yogis and I don't know, it's just full of really interesting people. I love my neighbors across the street. The old ones just moved, and new ones just arrived, and the old ones are an architect and a designer, and fortunately they moved around the corner because they happen to know this is the best place ever, and they didn't want to leave, so they didn't leave. Anyway, what else can I tell you today? I haven't figured out editing yet, so there's not going to be any editing yet. But Alex said he would do it, so that's good. Yes, I have a free in-house editor. he is anything but free, though. So I didn't really finish that conversation about why I chose this spot, but hopefully you could see the room. You could see my options. I mean, I do have good background options, like wherever I go. This is one of my photographs, but it's super reflective because it's in plexi. So to sit over there is not quite as great, but I'm going to do it just to show you because I want everyone to see all these different lighting conditions. Okay, so this I don't like. Excuse me. The light is quite even on my face, but I don't like all of the mess of the background and the way the picture hits here. That's not very good. So I don't choose that. Here, I could clean it up. A little bit too much reflection over there. So that's not a good choice for me. And by the way, one of the reasons I chose the living room, aside from the chair and the sound in the chair, is that I have a carpet in here and it keeps the sound reasonable. So here's another choice. This is not a bad choice. So here's my pink surfboard. Hi, Kathy Thomas. Are you still jealous that I have the surfboard? And mad that I'm not using it? Alex stole the fin off of it, so I can't surf on this pink surfboard, which I love so much. I put it in my living room. What else? Okay, so now I'm facing into the room with the light behind me, and you see how there's light on half of my face. The whole thing to me looks grainier. It's the exposure's not quite right. All kinds of horrible reflections here that I'm not into. If I were to go back and face the window again, so now I have the orchid, I have the doors. That means everyone who walks by, I would see. I would get to sit next to my crystals, which that's nice, but that's okay. They're at the other end of the table. So the computer goes back on top of Oprah. Sorry, I love you, Oprah. Hope you're doing well in Santa Barbara. My Aunt Cindy's in Santa Barbara. We're going to call her too. Cindy, I know you watch these. I know you're going to watch these. And I know you're going to be like, oh, heck no, she's not calling me. Oh, yeah, I'm totally calling her because I want to talk about the school that she's doing in Laos that she sort of single-handedly has been rebuilding a school in one of the poorest countries in Asia. And I just think that's amazing. She's my dad's sister. She's, I don't even know how old, so I won't tell you. But she used to be a teacher and has managed to build an entire school kind of back from like having nothing to having nice facilities to house the kids to like she bought them all computers. It's pretty extraordinary. So that's another call too. You see, this is the thing. I have so many cool friends and relatives, and my dad doesn't even do internet. Like if I were to do this, I don't know who would set it up for him. I guess Susan would because she's very smart, and she could work out how to have an interview with him. My mom, her computers are all unplugged at the moment, and she needs to figure out how the wires work before she can do her call. So I've taken enough of your time with my ramble. And you see, I didn't even talk about the virus today, so we all forgot about it for 10 minutes. That's kind of awesome. I didn't even have a sip of my coffee yet. Yeah, okay, everything's good. I have my coffee. There's like a whole pot of it for me now. And I am so fired up, ready to go. This whole TV thing is going to be a riot. And it's just going to evolve as it evolves. And yeah, one more shout out to Alec Baldwin. Thank you so much for this idea. You've unleashed a complete monster in Sag Harbor. It's all your fault. If people don't like it, I'm totally blaming you. If they do like it, I'll give you a little bit of credit. All right, that's all I got. Bye.